Hello everyone, welcome back to Fate Stay Night. Now before we get going, I do want to address something that was cropping up in the comments there that I just decided to maybe quell the rumors and discussions on. Some people were saying that I am playing a quote-unquote censored version of the game, which, as people are saying, will leave out some stuff that they think is important to it. But here's the thing. I've looked and I've tried to install other versions of the game to try and hopefully fix that. But here's the thing, no matter what I do, and I've even tried experimenting, going back to scenes that people say would be changed, and nothing has changed. Um, and I was trying to be super careful, avoiding spoilers for that, and I sure hope everything that I read was jokes and stuff, but like I thankfully not I mean like none of it really jumped into my memory, but like I'm playing the version that I found, and that's what it's going to be. Also, to the people saying no, you need to play the scenes with the the doing the do, that's not happening on YouTube, even described. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to read it and then cover it up. That's the quickest way to get my channel killed. That's not happening. We're going to stick with the version I have. If it's not the version that you think is the best one, well, that's your opinion, man, and we're just going to keep going forward because I'm going to be real here, and I know we're already like 2 minutes in and I haven't started with the game yet, but it kind of bothers me when people think that I'm doing some crazy, like, pro censorship agenda just because I don't want to download this crazy mangled version that I can't even find. And, like, sorry, but I'm just playing the game. So, with that said, let's continue here. So, we walk through the town. It's past 8 o'clock. Whoa, past my bedtime. At this time, when the station gets the most crowded, Saber and I stare at this map of the city.
主だった建物は回りましたね。他に行くべき場所はありますか？
そうだな。少し離れたところに工場がある。あそこも人が集まる場所だから調べておかないと。まあ、工場っていうのはシンジの趣味じゃないと思うんだが。
No, he's way more urban than that. Even as I answer, it's hard to look at Saber. It must be because that conversation earlier is still affecting me. Since Saber is acting like she doesn't care, it bothers me even more.
そういうセイバーの方はどうだ？ライダーの気配はつかめるか？
いえ、感じません。彼女とは一度戦っていますから、近くにいれば知覚できるのですが。
Whoa, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. A strange feeling pierces my heart. A wave of magical energy that even I can feel. There's no way Saber can't feel that.
シロ、言うまでもないと思うのですが。
わかってる。近くにいるのか、セイバ
いいえ、まだそこまでの距離ではないようです。ですが、確実に見られている。
It's a warning
この能
shot.
力は私たちに対する挑発でしょう。
A warning shot only we can hear. They are watching us, so that must mean they finally fell for the decoy. They are emitting magical energy so obviously. They must be trying to tempt
ー。
us.
で、この気配、ライダーなのか？
My mind switches. The awkwardness from before disappears.
魔力をたどります。注意してください、マスター。
I nod silently. The murderous intent stinging my skin is coming from the office district, empty of all people. Well, that's kind of a bad place to put it if you're trying to make another field, dude. Maybe no one is working overtime today of all days. Wow, that's the most unrealistic part of this game set in Japan. Most of the lights in the building you could call the symbol of Shinto have already disappeared. Not many people are walking through the roads, and the view isn't that bad. No one looks suspicious, and if Shinji is anywhere, he would be ahead of us. Perhaps the park we were just in. Woohoo! The murderous intent is getting stronger. There's no mistake that an enemy is nearby. No more like... Whoa, static? It's a television. I feel a chill run down my spine. From the intensity of the murderous intent that even I can feel, perhaps we are already in the range of the enemy.
セイバー、気をつけろ。何か変だ。
ええ、シロの感覚は正しい。 このように人目のある場所で仕掛けてくるとは思いませんが、相手が相手です。
Nodding silently, we head to the park. I'll ignore the oppressive pressure that feels like having a knife stuck in my neck. Ryder and Shinji are nowhere in the office district. If they are going to attack, it'll be in the park where nobody will see.
シロ、
Saber.
Ooh, battle music starts. I turn to Saber. She rushes at me like lightning and deflects the attack over my head. I look up. In my sight is a large building towering overhead as if to reach the heavens. And clinging on its side like a spider is the figure of the enemy, Spider-Man, the emissary of hell with his stand Leopleurodon. Long hair covering her whole body and flexible white limbs. The figure with the masked face is none other than the servant Ryder. Talk about a masked rider, am I right? The figure clinging... that joke works multiple ways, huh? Figure clinging around the 5th floor looks at me and licks her lips. I feel like a freezing chill. Also, it's kind of hot. There's no mistake. She came down from the top of the building to kill me using my overhead blind spot. Whoa, hi, you're already in your clothes. Saber lands on the ground. Saber, who jumped above me and deflected the attack, has instantly armed herself.
Saber. あいつは。
追います。シロはここにいてください。
追うって。どうやって。
She kicks the ground. The silver armor disappears from my vision in an instant. She super jumped. She pressed down up rapidly. If Ryder coming down from the top of the building is ridiculous, so is Saber pursuing her just by jumping. No, perhaps because they are servants, normal logic doesn't apply to them. Like Ryder, Saber kicks the side of the building and charges at Ryder like lightning. The two shadows intersect at great speeds. They clash overhead and separate, then kick off the building and clash again. It's like watching fighter aircrafts dogfight, or an anime fighting game. Whoa. Ryder, fight, choice 1. Ride or die, dude. Well, obviously, I'm gonna wait here and stand by. Following Saber, well... No, I'm gonna follow Saber. I feel like my ultimate goal is to get up to the top of the building to help her. I can't just watch. Perhaps because it's a battle with no foothold, Saber is unable to overwhelm Ryder like before. The two's conflict moves... I guess that makes sense. The two's conflict moves... Oh, it's not their conflict moves, but their conflict itself moves slowly up towards the roof. Yeah, I feel like that's where we have to go eventually. If Ryder came from the rooftop, chances are Shinji's there. There are 2 conditions to fighting Ryder. Beating Ryder before she has a chance to use her noble phantasm, or get Shinji before that. Since Saber is fighting Ryder, there's only one thing I can do. Take the elevator and punch Shinji in the face. Interlude. Are we gonna be... Whoa! Yo! That's a good CG. That's anime. The 2 shadows are running up. The ground is already far away and the clashes occur at higher and higher altitudes. The 2 need no footholds as they fly higher by kicking off the walls of the building. Dope! In the process, in the instant it takes them to move to the rooftop, they clash numerous times. If there were anyone watching them from the ground, they would think it looks like pinball? I mean, I guess? But then again, they cannot be perceived with the naked eye. Only their tracks are barely visible, and they are a circus of death invisible to any normal beings. But this circus is not what Saber wanted. Even if she is a servant, she cannot fly through the sky. That's quitter talk. She can run up a wall, but that's it. This is no different from freefall. It is just the difference between rising until she loses her speed rather than falling. So the expression falling into the sky isn't that far off, like that one really cool scene from Into the Spider-Verse. Since she has started, she has to continue to the final destination of the rooftop. If she takes any blows from her opponent in the process, she will just fall miserably to the ground. But those rules do not apply to the opponent Saber has to defeat. Swinging around like a Belmont, am I right? A trace of purple attacks Saber, who is just headed for the rooftop. Attacking from both sides and from above, arcing from every direction, Ryder is not bound by gravity. Her long hair sways like a comet's tail, and her figure is like a snake encircling a tree. Saber's feet touch the building. Tilting her body to the side, she kicks off the building to head around to its side. Saber's path, that had headed directly towards the rooftop, changes direction perpendicularly. The flowing attacks go away. Ryder cannot match Saber in instantaneous bursts. Saber shakes Ryder off with one kick, and, reaching the side of the building, kicks upward again. Up to the rooftop this time. If Ryder is a snake wrapped around the building, Saber's almost like an exploding firework. But maybe Ryder expected even that. The distance between the two does not change. Ryder doesn't allow Saber to get away as she runs to the side and attacks in the opening as Saber kicks off the building. She flicks Ryder away with her sword and jumps into the open area. There's a limit to how much she can block Ryder's attacks in the air. The skills that were not even a match before are matched finally on this battlefield. There are no decisive blows in this battle. No, Ryder herself is avoiding them most of all. When Saber jumps at Ryder with determination, Ryder only defends and shows no intention of countering. Ryder's just keeping Saber in check as she runs to the rooftop. Saber yells at her cowardly opponent. As a knight, this kind of fight is an insult. A battle determines the victor by exchanging blows with full force. According to that belief, Ryder's behavior is only an insult. I mean, to be fair, with her armor, you fall quicker. Ryder only replies in a cool voice. As she says, Saber isn't experienced in air battles. One could say tonight is the first time she's engaged in such a battle. After all, a knight runs on the ground, unless you're Sonic, who runs in loops, and he, of course, is the Knight of the Wind, King Arthur. Sonic and the Black Knight's cannon! They're not the type to stick to walls like the woman in front of Saber. I mean, eventually we'll hit the roof. Ryder moves higher as if to tempt Saber. She's deliberately constructing the situation. Yeah, it feels like a bit of a trap, huh? Saber acknowledges that as well. The final stop of this circus. Ryder's ideal position must await at that point. Ryder's trump cannot be used readily. That is why she's luring her enemies somewhere where nothing will interrupt them, as she's determined to settle this match with her strongest blow. If Saber continues onto the rooftop, she will be in trouble. If Ryder's noble phantasm is as Saber believes, there is no way to defend against it. But there is no turning back now. She cannot let Ryder or Ryder's master be. Not because it is the principle of the Holy Grail war to defeat one's enemies. Saber must defeat Ryder right here to protect her master. Because it cannot be helped. She can't deny! Saber herself is amazed, but she has thought at least once that she does not want to push her honest master. The two gain altitude. Continuing their momentous clashes, the battle is about to reach its final destination. No items. Fox only. Final destination. He's running all the way up. I ran up the stairs while cursing. Even though I was able to enter the building through the back door, the elevator didn't go up to the roof. Well, that is a useless elevator, huh? I have to run up the remaining 10 floors on my own feet. You're doing it, dude. I run up the stairs full speed. I don't know how long it's been since Saber left me. I don't think it's been 10 minutes yet, but that's still too long. Nobody knows what can end a battle. Saber isn't perfect. It's possible that she could make a big mistake and be cornered, in big trouble. So before that happens, if I can find Shinji and make him use up his command spell, there should be no need for us to fight against Ryder. My convalescent body. Oh boy, guys, new word alert. Convalescent. What does this word mean? Play it.
Convalescent.
Convalescent. Recovering from an illness or operation. A person who is... So you could be convalescent, so as an adjective or a noun. Someone who is a convalescent. A person who's recovering after an illness or operation. Yo, that's a cool new word. Welcome back to Learning New Words with Tanner. Running around the building and up the stairs has run me out of breath. I didn't slow down, but rather I speed up. I have a bad feeling. I don't know why I feel it, but my heart is in pain. Dude, that's what running does. Not a pain in my body, just something that tells me of danger. Saber cannot win. On the rooftop is something that must not be confronted. Trying to shake off the bad feeling, I continue up the stairs full speed. Hey, look at this rooftop. The wind is strong. As soon as I open the door, the scenery of the night town surrounds me. The concrete ground is burned up here and there. It's like an iron plate from a barbecue making sizzling sounds. In the center, in the middle of the burned up rooftop, is her figure down on her knees.
Saber!
No!
シロ、どうしてここに？
Saber has nothing to spare, breathing with her shoulders. The instant I try to run to her, I notice something strange floating up in the sky. No, the overwhelming amount of magical energy forced me to recognize it. Is it a bird? I stare up at the sky. The sound of wings flapping. There's something whiter than the hazy white moon.
Pegasus! Pegasus!
Oh, I see. Naruhodo. It is Pegasus. Okay. It's a Pegasus. It's a Pegasus. It is a legendary divine mystery spoken of only in myths. Alright. Well, that's why she's called Rider. Status screen updated. Is it because she's got a horse now, dude? Status. Rider. Abilities. Details. Skills. Right here. Why is it? Divinity. She has some divinity, but it's mostly degenerated. Divinity decreases the hero's rank as a demon or demonic beast increases. Is that it? Doesn't say anything about Pegasus. She can ride anything but dragons. And the instant Saber reaches the rooftop, she confronts the true form of her opponent. Supporting her falling body with her sword, Saber looks up. A white light approaches instantly. Deploying the wind wrapped around her sword, she creates an invisible wall. Her body is blown away. That which should have nullified any possible impact could not even slow the charge of the Pegasus. Blown away, she rolls on the ground. There's no time to lie down. The Pegasus turns in the air and continues its glide without a pause. She cannot block that blow. The only possible measure is to jump and evade it. But even if she does avoid the attack, the trail is enough to chip at her protection. She will eventually take a direct blow if she continues like this. The white light comes swooping down. The Pegasus glides down from up high above, mows Saber down without touching the rooftop, and returns to the sky. Pursuit is impossible. There's no wall to run up, and even if there was one, no one would be able to catch that Pegasus. In that inferior position, Saber awaits a chance to counter. Even if it is a Pegasus, if it's alive, it can be killed. And when things are killed, they die. Things die when they're killed. The only chance of victory Saber has left is for Ryder to make a mistake with the Pegasus's reins.
驚きました。見かけによらず頑丈ですね。
A voice from above. Saber looks up, holding her sword ready.
ですが、それに意味はありますか？あなたには勝ち目などない。散るしかないのなら、潔く消えなさい。
Disappear this, I say as I throw my invisible sword and realize, oh geez, I'll never find it again, huh? Ryder sounds calm. A little joy can be heard in that voice.
幻想種だとは睨んでいましたが、まさかそんなものを持ち出してくるとは思いませんでした。ライダー。
A fantastic race. As it sounds, they are beings that exist only in fantasy. Demi-humans like sprites and giants. Demonic beasts like demons and dragons. As their very existence is a divine mystery, it is said they themselves surpass magic. It is a law that a divine mystery will be eliminated by a greater divine mystery. As magic stored in its power in knowledge, the fantastic races store their power in their long lifespan. Even if one masters magic as a human, that is only about the last 500 years. For those who have lived since ancient times, a 500-year-old divine mystery is not even worthy competition. But it was long ago when both humans and the fantastic races lived in the same world. The longer lived the fantastic race is, the farther it strays from this world. In the present day, the only fantastic race in this world are a mere few hundred years old. That is why she thought that the fantastic race that Ryder rode would be only about several hundred years old.
寝台のものを持ち出すとは随分と業が深いようですね、ライダー。ええ、私はあなたたちとは違う。むしろあなたたちの敵だったものに過ぎない。故に私が操るのは
Okay,
あなたたちが駆逐してきた
considering
かわいそうな子たちだけよ。
I know who Saber is, and I'm starting to guess at who Ryder is. Now, I could be wrong, and I could also be thinking about something from long ago that I saw. But I don't, well, I mean, at least now we can narrow it definitely down to say Greek, right? Pegasus, Greece, Greek, you know. And my mind wants to say who she is, but I'm gonna hold it in for the sake of everyone for now, but I think I know.
なるほど。歪んでいるとは思いましたが、英霊ではなく悪鬼の類でしたか。
Okay, yep,
あなたは。
that narrows it closer to whom I think.
せいぜい呪いなさい。あなたでは私の子に触れることさえできないのだから。
Like the phrase, my boy. The Pegasus rests its wings in the air, which means it should fall, really. Like, let's be serious here. A giant arrow that will strike if it sees an opening. Saber ponders, glaring at it. Pegasus itself is not a strong fantastic race. Normal Pegasus will only grow to the class of a demonic beast of the fantastic race. If that is the case, it is an opponent defeatable just with her invisible air. But that thing is different. As that Pegasus has existed from the time of the gods, it has grown to the level of the fantastic beasts. Where do you find those? Haha. That Pegasus is nearing the level of the dragon race, considered to be the strongest of the fantastic races. No, its defense is already at the level of the dragon race, because that Pegasus has divine protection exceeding even Saber, who has the strongest magic resistance. Its charge, emitting vast amounts of magical energy, is like a giant castle wall approaching. There's no possible way to dodge or defend against such a thing. But that is not the surprising fact. That Pegasus is just something that Ryder has summoned, and it does not have a true name. For Ryder, that Pegasus is just like the dagger she uses. In other words, the Black Cavalry has yet to use her noble phantasm. Oh! Saber does not think of defeat even in this situation. Rather, she thinks that her chance will come when Ryder decides to use her noble phantasm. No matter what Ryder's noble phantasm may be, there is no problem if it is only strong enough to destroy the building. Only strong enough. Saber needs only to go into defense, endure the attack, then slash away at the defenseless Ryder. That's right. As long as her master does not appear here. Shinji busts in. Hey, what's going on, guys? Shinji here. I look up at the sky. The sound of wings flapping. There's something whiter than the hazy white moon. It is legendary divine mystery. Oh, are we doing this again? Are we going back around? Do it one more time? Oh, that's not what I thought the word would be in Japanese. The identity of Ryder's noble phantasm. Actually, you're wrong, but is that what caused the scorching of the rooftop and drove Saber to her knees? Ryder is flying on a... Ryder is riding. For some reason, my mind would not say that sentence. Riding on a flying horse, as befits her class name. I take my mind off Ryder. I heard a sound. I cannot tell how strong Ryder is on that Pegasus. I can only tell that the white beast is constructed from enough magical energy to have come from a few hundred magi. It is only natural for the rooftop to be scorched. That thing destroys its surroundings just by running. If that thing charges from the sky, there's no way even Saber could block it. I'm racing against time here. Ryder's noble phantasm has already been used, so I have to take the last resort of defeating Shinji and eliminating Ryder. Ah, there he is. Can we drop kick him off the roof? Like, imagine Bowser's side B off the roof. I hear laughter. Shinji must be hiding somewhere.
見たかエミヤ。これが僕とお前の力の差だ。
Only his voice echoes. Calming my impatient mind, I listen to his laughter. Damn, the wind's strong. I can't tell where the laughter is coming from.
残念だったな。格好をつけて余裕ぶってるからこういう目に遭うんだ、間抜け。殺すときはさ、さっさと殺さなきゃダメだって理解できたかい？
Okay, Flowey from Undertale.
シンジ。
Don't rush. Let him talk. I should be able to determine his location if he keeps talking.
けど僕は違うよ。
Oh, he's gonna talk a lot.
お前もあのサーバントもここで終わりだ。何？これでも知らない仲じゃない。昨日の借りもあるしさ。せめて苦しまないように一瞬で死んじゃえよ。
This is bad. The head of the Pegasus standing by in the sky lowers towards Saber. The swirl of magical energy rotates as if without limit. If that thing is going to be coming at high speed, this rooftop will be blown away, leaving no remains.
なーに安心しろエミヤ。お前に邪魔されたけどさ、学校のバカどももすぐに後を追わ
He's
せてや
not
る
gonna
よ。
like that.
お前が寂しいってんなら、くそ鬱陶しいさくらも付き合わせてやろうじゃないか。
シンジ。お前。
やれないだ。まずはその女だ。跡形も残すなよ。
セイバー。
A white shooting star falls from above. I ignore it, but the instant I run to Saber, in that instant, a storm appears before me.
セイバー。
For the first time, she forgot about her enemy during a battle. Why would you yell out? Angry at her master for coming to such a dangerous place. Angry at herself for not realizing that this was likely. But all those ideas are driven to the back of her mind. What else could there be? In this dangerous situation, her expression is only worried about, or his expression is only worried about Saber.
シロ
Come to think of it, he has always been like that. Even though he knew she was an excellent knight, he did not treat her as a knight even once. Because he's a little
どうやら
sexist.
余興はここまでのようね。セイバー
Oh, calm down, Shadow the Hedgehog. Soft laughter. Ryder places her hands on the Pegasus's neck and makes it beat its wings even faster.
私の宝具は強力ゆえ地上で使うには適していない。使えばどうしても人目につく。まだ他にマスターがいる以上おいそれと使うわけにはいかなかった。けれどここなら覗き見される恐れはない。あなたを誘い出したのはここでなら都合がいいからと分かりましたか。
I mean, I assumed that you led me up here because it's a trap. Something missing until now forms in Ryder's hands. It is a mere small rain of shining gold.
それが貴様の宝具か、ライダー。ええ、私の趣味ではありませんが。
Not my taste, huh?
この子は優しすぎて戦いには向いていない。だからこんなものでも使わないと。
Gotta whip it real good. The Pegasus lowers its neck. The Pegasus rages, not from its own intentions, but from Ryder's.
消えなさい、セイバー。たとえあなたが生き延びようと、あなたのマスターは私からは逃げられない。マスターさえ死ねば、頑丈なあなたもそれまででしょう。
That is absolutely true. Ryder's noble phantasm will completely blow away this rooftop. If she hurries, she'll be able to get Shiro and get away from the rooftop. But Ryder's attack won't destroy the rooftop. Her master is just not strong enough to survive a collapsing building. Oh, she don't care about him, huh? So for Saber to protect her master, she has to slay that enemy along with the Pegasus. She has no time to decide if her choice is the correct one. She looks at the distant master one more time. He is gritting his teeth, trying to fulfill his role.
風よ。
That makes her hesitations go away. She forgets about everything that must happen in the future. She is only her master's sword now and exists only to defeat the enemy.
やれライダー。まずはその女だ。跡形も残すなよ。
An annoying voice shouts out. As it does, the Pegasus flies up even higher. It disappears from the view in an instant. The Pegasus that flew up in the air has already lost its form. After rising as if to strike the moon, it arcs and returns toward the earth. The comet sweeps down, looking like Valhazak. Or no, not a Valhazak. What am I thinking of? No, Valhazak's the gross one. I was trying to think of that new monster from Monster Hunter Generations U. Oh, I don't know its name. I'm a fake Monhunt fan. I've never actually fought it. Even after it becomes an arrow of light, Ryder still pushes the Pegasus. There's only one target. She will destroy her enemy along with this isolated garden in the sky. Berero? The name is cast. A noble phantasm bears a miracle that is released by casting its true name. And if a miracle is a disaster that should not occur in this world. Berero? Wait. Bellerophone. Bellerophone? Bellerophone. What? I don't know what that is. Is truly a divine lightning. A flashing thunderbolt. Watching it, her eyes show no emotion. The wind is unraveled. The wind centered on her turns into a raging tempest. The seal is broken. Releasing many layers of wind, her sword makes its appearance. A storm is rising before my eyes. A white light comes bearing down. Even though she is its target, Saber does not move.
Saber!
The raging wind is coming from her. No, not from Saber, but from the sword she is holding. There it is, the one on my statue! I doubt my own eyes. I can see the sword that should be invisible. Slowly, as if taking off bandages, her sword starts to show its form. Is it golden? I guess it's golden on the bottom. Raging winds. Many seals develop as if a box is opening. The wind melts into the air. Readying the exposed sword, she faces the descending Pegasus. Yo, she gonna yell its name? That's dope. That's dope. Ryder descends as a surge of light. Bellerophone grows large enough to engulf the whole rooftop and speeds up to destroy not only us, but the building itself. Saber about to use that counterattack. That she's about to use like the baseball bat from Smash Bros. The reins of the heroic cavalry light up on the rooftop. Time stops. Tokyo Tomare. Facing unavoidable destruction, my mind freezes. But not because of the reins of the heroic cavalry. Yo, the converging lights! Its purity is not even comparable to the light of Ryder that is merely large. In her hands is an assembly of the planet's light, the strongest holy sword. Say its name. Oh, that's so dope! Oh, she says it so well. Oh, it's one of those words that when you hear it, just everything in your body feels good. Oh my god, what is happening? Yo, did we deflect it? Did we use Cloud's sword beam? Did we use beam blade? I'm sorry, did the moon just get cut in half? It is literally a line of light. What? It is the blade of light that slices everything it touches. It slices Ryder with one blow, soars up into the night sky, cuts through the cloud, and disappears. I think, if that thing were used on the ground, a great disorder in the land would remain and never disappear. Her sword was not invisible. It merely did not allow others to see it. A golden sword that captivates all who see it, and its all too famous true name. Excalibur. Said to have existed in England, it is the sword of the king known as the symbol of knighthood. The strongest noble phantasm of all servants, sealed in numerous boundary fields. That is Saber's symbol of heroism. So yeah, she's the king of England. King Arthur. Yeah, it's just out there now, huh? The rooftop is silent. The wind is gone, and nothing makes a sound. I can't approach Saber and I just stand there. I was gonna say, I can't just not approach Saber. Nope, but he can't. I don't know if I'm confused or if my heart is still captivated by that sword. My mind is acting strange, and only insignificant things come into my head. Like, boy, was I attracted to King Arthur? That's a bit weird, dude. Why does she have that sword? That golden sword is the property of the well-known King of Knights. I try to think how she ended up with that sword, and I notice that I'm trying to avoid the simplest of answers. There's no need for complicated guesses. That sword has always been hers. That's why her true name is easy to figure out. I don't know what kind of mistake was made, but there's only one kind of person she can be if she has that holy sword. Saber does not move from the stance that she completed her blow. I should run up to her, but my body won't move. Up to now, I only understood in words that Saber was a heroic spirit. Perhaps I realized that she was a hero of the past, something different from me, and I hesitated to go near her. Is that Shinji's scream, dude? I hear a scream. Something is burning in the background. I look in the direction. There I see a book burning into ashes and...
燃える。レイジが燃えちまう。
Shinji is there, watching the burning book. Wait, the burning book is your command spell?
シンジ。
How come ours is on our hand, then? He must have realized that Ryder's defeated, and he's at a disadvantage. So he had a book, and ours is in our hand? Well, that sucks. He must have realized that Ryder's defeated, and he's at a disadvantage. Shinji turns his back to me as if to flee, and runs towards the exit. Shinji jumps through the door leading down the stairs.
待て、シンジ。
I can't let him go now. But the instant I start to follow him, out of the corner of my eye, Saber collapses. My mind freezes. Shinji is running away, and Saber's on the ground. Whoa. Kill Shinji or help Saber? I sure hope it's just for relationship points. I'm gonna go run out. I mean, I should run to Saber, but you know what? We'll get Shinji. We can get him later. He's defenseless. Let's see what Saber... we gotta go help her. I can't leave Saber alone. Ryder is gone, and that book that holds Shinji's command spells have burned. So yeah, I guess he doesn't get it on his hand. He can just use a book, huh? Shinji doesn't have a servant anymore, and he has lost his command spells as well. I can call the match settled. So the priority right now is Saber! I run to her. The golden sword isn't in her hands anymore. It has disappeared, and only Saber herself remains, but... Saber doesn't look well at all. She has sweat on her brow, and her breathing is weak, yet irregular, as if she has a fever.
そんな。おい、セイバー。何が、どうしたって言うんだ。
She's almost out of magic. I call out to her timidly, but she doesn't answer. She's unconscious.
セイバー。
I touch her forehead. I automatically pull my hand back. It's unusually hot. If this is a fever, she's over 40 degrees.
セイバー。おい、しっかりしろ。
Even when I call out to her, her only reply is heavy breathing. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know, but we can't just stay here like
うち
this.
に連れて行くからな。文句があるなら後にしてくれ。
I pick up Saber. She's light. She was light before, but now she's lighter now. No more than that, she's...
ちゃんと生きてる。
That's good. Saber's still Saber. I'm angry at myself for hesitating. Damn it. So what if she's a hero, and possibly was a dude once? It's fine. She's hot now. No matter who Saber is, she's here right now, and she's warm. How stupid of me to think there's a wall between us in spite of that.
すぐに帰るからな。それまでおとなしくしてろよ、セイバー。
Just don't worry about what people think on the way home. Say you're filming a movie. I run, still holding Saber in my arms. There's no feeling of victory. All I feel is Saber in my arms, breathing painfully. I sure hope she's Daijobu.
終わったわよ。和室に寝かせてきたけど、あの分じゃしばらく目を覚まさないでしょうね。
そうか。遠坂がいてくれて助かった。俺じゃセイバーの手当てなんてできないからな。
まあ、鎧を脱がせて楽にさせただけだから、お礼を言われるほどじゃないわ。セイバーの体も良くならないし、私は何もしてないもの。
But still, having Tosaka around helped. She was the one that yelled at me when I came home in a panic about what to do. She worked out Saber's situation and advised me to take her armor off and let her sleep. It's been an hour since then. Somehow, communicating with the unconscious Saber, Tosaka took her armor off.
それで何があったの？シンジを探しに行って帰ってきたと思ったらセイバーがあれでしょ？一波乱あったのはわかるけど説明してくれないかしら？
I don't know if it's a good idea to tell Tosaka about who Saber is. I hesitate. Saber's noble phantasm. I should avoid revealing a true name. Yeah, good idea. It's not something I can reveal by my judgment alone.
ライダーを倒した。シンジはレイジを失ってリタイアしたよ。ただその時にセイバーが宝具を使ってその後に倒れたんだ。
セイバーの宝具ね。
Not telling you. Tosaka falls into a meaningful silence. She's Tosaka, so she should be able to tell that it was no ordinary matter.
まあ追求するのは勘弁してあげるわ。今のあなたたちはそれどころじゃないものね。
それどころじゃないってどういうことだ？
言葉通りの意味よ。あなただってうすうすは気づいているんでしょ？
Yeah, let's hope not. That'd be bad. Calmly, Tosaka mentions the result I've avoided thinking about.
消えるって、セイバーが消えるっていうのか、お前は。
当然でしょ。セイバーの魔力はほとんど空っぽなのよ。セイバーの宝具がどんなものだったかは知らないけど、よっぽど魔力を使うものだったんでしょうね。
Can't we like buy an ether or something?
セイバーは自分の中の魔力をほぼ消費してしまった。今彼女が苦しんでいるのはね、消えようとしている自分を必死に留めているからよ。
That's really sad.
魔力がないから消える？セイバーは傷を負ってもいないのに消えるっていうのか？
ええ。サーバントにとっては外的ダメージより魔力切れの方が深刻な問題よ。霊体であるサーバントに肉体を与えているのは魔力だもの。それがなくなれば消えるしかない。もっともそんなことにならないようにマスターはサーバントに魔力を送るんだけど、あなたはそれができないでしょ。
Now that we got the switch, can't we do that?
だからセイバーは自分の魔力だけで戦うしかない。切れたらそれまでよ。
That's certainly what Saber told me.
けど今までは大丈夫だったじゃないか。セイバーだって眠っていれば持ち直すって。
それはセイバーの魔力量が桁外れだったからよ。そうね。確かにセイバーの魔力はまだ残ってる。彼女ならまだ消えずに肉体を保つぐらいの魔力は回復できるとは思う。けど結局はそこ止まりよ。セイバーはずっと今の状態で戦うことになる。
There's no way to give her just a little bit more.
宝具を使うなんてもってのほか。次に宝具を使えばセイバーは間違いなく消え去るでしょうね。
There goes our trump card.
次に宝具を使えば消える。
No, first of all, I can't let her fight in this state. I don't want to see her slumped over again in pain.
理解できた？結局セイバーを以前の状態に戻す方法は2つだけよ。
Okay, tell me, let's see.
マスターがサーバントに魔力を提供するか、サーバントが自分で魔力を補充するか。
So it's either give her my juice or have her kill people and take their juices. That's not good. To have a servant collect magical energy herself, that would mean killing innocent people like Ryder did.
まさかセイバーはそんなことはしない。セイバー自身がそんなことはしないと言ったんだ。
But could she make an exception for killing Shinji to take a bit more?
でしょうね。一般人を犠牲にするぐらいならセイバーは潔く消えるでしょう。
But Shinji is not innocent, so we'll kill him and take his magical energy.
なら方法は一つだけよ。セイバーを消したくないのならあなたが魔力を提供するしかないわ。
それはできるならとっくにそうしてるさ。けど俺は魔力を提供する方法なんて知らない。あいにく遠坂みたいに何でもできるってわけじゃないんだ。
まあね。共有の魔術を教えてあげても間に合わない。シローは魔術師に向いてないから覚えるのに1年ぐらいかかるだろうし、覚えたところで使えないわ。まあ召喚時にセイバーとパスは通っているはずだからまだ他に方法があるかもしれないけど。
Tosaka ponders, but it's only for a moment. Tosaka looks at me with an expression suppressing her emotions.
いい？セイバーを助けたいのなら、彼女自身に人を襲わせて魂を食べ
I
させ
don't
る
know
しか
about
ない。
that.
それはあなたにも分かってると思うけど。
That's the most realistic measure. But that means...
もちろんセイバーは嫌がるでしょ。けど放っておけば遅かれ早かれセイバーは消えて、あなたは他のマスターから狙われることになる。
Boy, this is a conundrum. Saber will disappear? I can't even imagine such a thing. I still feel her body heat in my hands which were carrying her.
なら答えは一つよ。レイジを使いなさい、エミヤ君。それで最悪の事態は避けられる。
Oh. Oh. That means ordering Saber to kill innocent... Oh, I was like, let's order it. Command spell, make Saber stay in this world and it'd be fine. But that means ordering Saber to kill innocent people. I can't say anything. I resent what Tosaka is saying, but at the same time, another part of me recognizes that this is the only solution.
決断はあなたに任せるわ。セイバーは眠らせておけば落ち着くだろうけど、決断をするなら次に襲われるまでにね。
Tosaka leaves the living room. I can't even look up. I can only listen to Tosaka's departing footsteps. Boy! That is rough! What the heck are we gonna do? Answer Dragon Slay? I'm gonna do a bit more. I like stopping at the days, but I'm gonna do a bit more. Anyways, we got a thing here. Artoria. The girl who had just finished her rite of passage would be known by that name from that day on. It was a time of chaos and war. It began with the demise of an empire. An empire believed to be indestructible was only awaiting its destruction at the hands of invading barbarians. To prepare for the war against those barbarians, the empire deprived this island country of any military forces. That was the beginning. Once our country lost the empire's protection, it could not escape becoming independent, and broke into smaller countries in no time. The barbarian invasions, self-destructive strife between clans, a long period of war that would later be called the Dark Ages. She was born into this period as the heir to the throne. It was a long period of chaos. The king believed the Magus' prophecy and yearned for the birth of his appointed successor. But the child that was born was not the one the king desired. The child was not a whoa. Okay. Maybe I was wrong about it being King Arthur all this time. Even if the child was fated to become a king, he could not make a child that was not a boy his successor. The girl was entrusted to the king's vassals and was raised as a child of a mere knight. Oh. The king fell into despair, but the Magus was delighted. The sex of the one who would become king had never mattered. He was confident that the fact that the girl being separated from the castle until the day of the prophecy was proof that she would become king. The girl grew up as a successor under the simple and wise old knight. The old knight did not really believe the Magus' prophecy. He just felt the same air from the girl as he did from his king, so he felt that he must raise her as a knight, and he wished her to grow. But the knight did not even have a wish for such a thing, as the girl trained day after day to become stronger than anyone. If only a king could save a ruined country headed for death. The girl swore to bear a sword for that reason alone, without ever being told so. So the day the prophecy arrived. Knights and lords from around the country gathered to be selected as the king. Every one of them expected the selection to be through jousting. If the most superior one was to become king, oh, it's going to be sword in the stone! But the only thing prepared at the place of the selection was a naked sword stuck in a stone. On the hilt of the sword was a golden inscription. Whosoever pulleth the sword out of the stone is right-wise king born of England. Many knights grabbed the sword following the command. But no one was able to pull the sword out, and the knights began the expected method of selection by jousting. Oh, there's the picture. As the girl was only an apprentice, she was not qualified to joust. The girl neared the deserted stone of selection and reached out for the sword without hesitation.
いやいや、それを手に取る前にきちんと考えた方がいい。
When she turned around, before her was the most feared Magus in the country. The Magus said that she would no longer be human once she took a hold of the sword. The girl only responded with a nod. Becoming a king means no longer being human. She was prepared for that ever since she was born. In short, a king is someone who kills everyone to protect everyone. The young girl thought about it every night and shuddered until morning came. No day passed that she'd not fear that fact. The girl said that it would end this day. The sword was pulled out, as if it were only natural to do so, and the place was filled with light. In that instant, she became something not human. The king's gender does not matter. No one will care about the king's appearance, or even notice if the king acts like a king. Even if anybody noticed the king was female, there would be no problem if she was a good king. Perhaps because of the sword's magic, the girl's growth stopped at that time as well. Many knights feared it as ominous, but most of them prayed their master's immortality as divine. Whoa, okay, and thus, the time of the king who would become a legend started. The battles of the new king were indeed the acts of a god of war. Great! I mean, the Christian god of war. The king always led from the front. No enemies could stand in her way. Artoria, the god of war. Oh my god. Oh, that's so cool. Guys, it's so cool. There was no defeat for a body admired as a dragon in human form. For 10 years and 12 battles, she knew only victory. Those were the days she ran through as the king. She never turned back and was never disgraced. She was raised as the king and fulfilled her obligations as the king. You're so cool. You're so cool. Is that why I saw such a figure? Her soul must still be on the battlefield. Before daybreak, resting her body in the wind under the indigo blue sky, she just gazes off into the distance. The sky is high, and the clouds are flowing fast. Under the clear air, she's looking at the great army she must face with her sword in hand. She is perfect for a Muso. That figure is burned in and will not go away. She and her sword are one. The sword from the stone that chose the king. I think the brilliance of the sword that selected her fate, is also her brilliance. But I wonder, in the dream, that sword is different from the one she had. It is similar, but different. The one she used last night is different from this sword. So, how did she lose such a fine sword? Well, it's because she didn't have a scabbard, my dude. That is clearly a scabbarded sword. Yo, but that was dope. Well, okay, so apparently we're just like, yeah, the King of England, King Arthur, was just a girl this whole time, but because the King of England was such a good warrior, everyone's like, that's a dude. Because no woman could be that strong, so they just, like, that's ridiculous. Anyways, I think this is where we're gonna call it. Thank you all for watching, everyone, and next time we're gonna wake up. T.I.L. King of England was a girl. For real. Alright, guys, we'll see you next time for some more Fate Stay Night. Ciao.